I had high expectations for your team entering this season. I know you had high expectations as well. You guys not making the playoffs, when you look back and explain what happened with the Jaguars in the year of 2023, what stands out to you a few weeks removed from the season?
It's all about, especially in the NFL, it's all about playing your best football at the end of the season at the right time. And, we weren't able to do that this year. I think there's a lot of factors, for whatever reason. Just the ups and downs of the season we didn't handle as well as we did the year before. We were able to overcome a lot, 2 years ago and put ourselves in a position to make the playoffs, win a playoff game. And this year we weren't able to do that for whatever reason. We had a lot of injuries at different times of the season. We were missing some guys here and there, but every team's going to deal with that at some point. So I think collectively the biggest thing is just we got to handle adversity a little bit better. We got to find a way to just play our best ball at the end of the season. Don't peak too early. We started the season great. We were in a good spot in November, early December, and then at the end of the year we just didn't play our best. So figure out how we do that and moving forward to not make the same mistake, in the years to come.
Yeah, and where's your confidence that you guys are going to be able to do that and you're going to be able to get the best version of this team out of this team next year and be back in the playoffs and be a threat in the playoffs?
I'm really confident. I think we have a lot of the right pieces in place. I think we've done a great job the past couple off seasons of bringing people in and the different free agents that we've been able to bring in and the type of people. I think we have good leaders. But we're going to have to step up, especially this offseason, more than we have in the past. Obviously, we didn't meet expectations and we fell short of what we wanted to do, and no one saw us, not making the playoffs, and especially ourselves. That wasn't the goal at all. So we got to look in the mirror and correct the things that we need to correct, and leaders have to lead, and we got to have a great offseason. But I have a lot of confidence in the guys that we have. I'm sure we're going to add some pieces, through free agency, the draft, whatever it is. There's going to be new guys. Teams are never the exact same, so it's also about how we take whatever team we have spring heading into training camp and how do we get that team ready to eventually win a Super Bowl. That's what we all want to do. That's why we play. That's what we're here for. So it'll be interesting to see how it shapes out, but we know we have a big task in front of us, and I got a lot of confidence in our group.
I think the conversation, as we're talking to Trevor Lawrence, surrounding you is fascinating. In year one, let's not sugarcoat it. Urban Meyer was terrible for that organization. Year two, you really had a successful season, and people said this is the transcendent player that you were talked out to be. And then in year number three, obviously, it regressed. How do you kind of describe what you've been able to do in the NFL, and where do you kind of fall right now when you think people talk about Trevor Lawrence and what you proved so far?
Yeah, I have a lot of confidence in the player that I am. I've had some ups and downs in my career, no doubt about it, up until this point. And I think that, I'm very thankful for, I talked with some of the guys on the team, even after the season, and sitting on the plane after the Tennessee game. And, we all kind of agreed we're very thankful for the hard parts of our career. I feel like they've made us a lot better. I know my rookie year was very challenging and something I never really had to deal with. And it made me a lot better, and I was better for it moving forward. And now we had another set of challenges this past year. Seems like we just couldn't get anything going at the end of the year. We really struggled. And, yeah, we weren't able to find success. So I think, but for me as a player, I don't think that I've regressed. I think every year I've taken a step. And people can pull numbers and talk about whatever they want, and that's fine. I guess that's how people evaluate things. But for my development, there was things that I wanted to get better at going into this season. I think I did that. I'm disappointed that I wasn't able to play my best at the end of the season. That's the biggest takeaway for myself that I'm disappointed in. But I think there's things that I wanted to get better at that I did, and up until, I started having some injuries, I think I was doing those things that put us in position to win. And then in the back half of the season, I didn't do that good enough, and that's why we weren't able to win and make the playoffs. So there's definitely things that I want back, and I'd like to play better in certain games. But I do think that myself and as a team, we've taken steps every year, and we're getting better. And obviously not making the playoffs seems like a step back, and it is, but I think sometimes that can kind of open your eyes a little bit and show you what you need to get better at, and honestly put a little pressure on you. We need to have some sense of urgency. Maybe if we make the playoffs and win a playoff game, we don't have the same type of urgency that we have now that we missed the playoffs and, fell from 8-3 to 9-8 to finish the season. So I think it's going to put a little pressure on us in a good way.
I think the way that we talk about quarterbacks is extremely dumb, and it's year to year. and look at the way that people talk about Brock Purdy, does it amaze you that some people say about you that Trevor Lawrence is a bust with some of the things that you've still been able to do in a positive way 3 years into the league?
It's not surprising. It's a crazy world. People want clicks. People want to, just say something and have these takes, and that's what it's become, And I think it's become harder with the social media era of what we do, and just the way things are so instant, and it's all reactions, and that's how things happen. You look at a guy like you said, Brock Purdy. I mean, that guy's done everything that he could possibly do. Being a seventh-round pick, last pick in the draft, went to San Fran, has won most of the games he's played, taken them to the Super Bowl this year, and people still try to find ways to tear him down and to say that he's really not that good. That's kind of the whole narrative, and it's like, well, I don't know what else you want the guy to do. He's played great, put up great numbers, taken him to the Super Bowl, won a lot of games. So it's just the way it is. People are going to have hot takes, big reactions whenever anything happens, and then you got to think about the fans of the other teams that obviously don't like you, and they're going to find anything they can to try to talk bad about you. So that you see that really in every fan base, every team. But it's at the end of the day, we have a job to do, and that's what I have to focus on. And I really have a lot of confidence in myself and the development that I've had so far in my career. But I got to keep getting better. You can't stay the same. I got to get better next year.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how things shape on out inside the AFC South, because I want to see how you guys respond this year after getting doubted. And we know what the Texans just did with C.J. Stroud. Why are you guys long-term going to be able to outlast and find a way to solve a big problem now in your division with the Houston Texans, with what C.J. and D'Amico did this past year?
Yeah, they're going to be a tough team for years to come. Like you said, they got a great coach, they got a great quarterback. They definitely took a big step from last season into this year, and kind of inserting themselves into not only the AFC South picture, but the AFC and the league. So they did a great job, but we got to focus on ourselves. We can't worry about the Texans. I really have a lot of confidence in the people that we have, and a lot goes into winning your division and getting a shot at the playoffs, all those things. And it's not just about those 2 games you play against that team. So, and there's also the Colts who have been good every year, put up a fight. They're always in the hunt. Look at this year; they had a chance to beat Houston to make the playoffs. So. And then you got Tennessee, who got a new coach, new regime there. I'm sure they're going to bring in a lot of players. They're going to be a good team. It's NFL every week, so you can't focus on one team, because the second you put everything into we got to beat Houston to win the division, then you get beat by Indy, you get beat by Tennessee, you get beat by whoever your other out of division games are. It's a long season, and it's really week to week, and you have to have that tunnel vision, that laser focus on each opponent. So that's the key for us.
Tell me what you're doing today on Head and Shoulders and PNG Battle of the Paddles.
Yeah, so I'm going to be playing in the ping pong tournament, PNG Battle of the Paddles event in Vegas, Wednesday, February 7th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can watch it on Overtime Seasons YouTube channel. So it's going to be exciting. It's my second year. I'm with Head and Shoulders again. Just try to get the hair right before the ping pong tournament. So. We'll see. I'm excited for it, man. The second year with Head and Shoulders, and it's fun. We got 8 NFL players that are going to be playing in the tournament. We'll see who wins it. Last year was Trent Taylor, and he whooped me pretty good. So I got to try to get a little payback on him, but he's pretty good.